Hey guys, welcome back to more episodes of The Americans. We have quite quickly blasted through season 3 and we are about to watch the season finale. So I tend to not do too much of a recap till we get to the end. What I will say is massive reveal at the end of the last episode, because Martha has just approached the point where she can't take any more, and Philip just starts slowly unpinning the wig and showing his true nature, and that he wasn't even the person you thought he was, not only in a literal sense that she's kind of worked out anyway but accepted, but even from a physical appearance. You know, that their costumes and their designs that the two of them use for undercover changes their appearance quite well. And as he started to remove that, you just saw her face drop. So he's not even physically the person you thought he was in appearance. Should we go find out how all of this falls apart? This is episode 13, season 3.
Whatever you did must have worked.
Storyline for season 4.
I heard the CIA canceled the meeting with the Mujahideen in the Senate Armed Services Committee. So Annalise finally pays off for you. The weapons stay out of your enemy's hands.
I know a lot of young men who won't be blown out of the sky because of what I did, what Annalise did.
That was the mission, to stop that.
Yusuf, I feel like shit all the time.
Где-то произошла несанкционированная ликвидация?
Поступила неподтвержденная информация, что кто-то из Москвы проводит операции. Как нам известно, никто не пострадал.
I could never do this.
I'd also really love the rocking chair.
Oh, I kind of want
My dad gave that to us.
I know, but
Take it.
I remember you nursing Matthew in that.
Don't be ridiculous. A lot of this he can let go. He's not going to stay in this house, is he? He's going to sell it off.
There's time. Only if someone dies or...
Do you know what I've always tended to notice when it comes to marital breakups, in particular when kids are involved? If for whatever reason, whoever it is has cheated, or as they call it, the original irretrievable breakdown of marriage, in this circumstance, she has gone to live with someone else. So the house has been occupied by Stan, and that's kind of unusual. It tends to be the woman that stays with the house, especially when there's children involved. But that also depends on their age groups, blah, 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 blah. What the point I'm getting at is, when you divide up what you've got between you here, do you really think Stan's going to stay in this house? Or if it's got to be part of the divorce that the proceeds of the house get sold off and then you both go your separate ways, he's going to move into somewhere smaller as a single man. And you're not going to stay here either. You're not staying here, and the divorce is that you get the house and you're staying here with the kids. She's not doing that. So why does it fucking matter, all this material stuff? He's probably going to have to get rid of most of this anyway. It's got to be rough.
Can we talk here, Mom?
Yeah. Just quietly.
Does your mother know I'm coming?
Wait a minute. We're actually doing this in West Berlin. We're not going to Russia. What?
Are we going tomorrow?
Still not sure. It could be a couple of days.
Okay, that answers that. I should have just shut up.
Is there something wrong?
No.
You're acting weird.
I'm just checking something. Look straight ahead.
Yes, she is. She's
What's
seeing
going
if you're being
on?
followed.
Why would someone be following us?
Shh.
They're not.
Your mum's good at
just,
this.
for a second, I thought I saw something, but we're fine.
Who would be following us?
God knows.
They're already there and no one blinked at her passport. All the center has to do is pick them up at the hotel and take them across the border.
Wasn't agreed.
This isn't how we do things, Philip. There's a chain of command.
I told you.
It's better to ask
I was
for
going to take care of my
forgiveness
wife
than permission.
and my family. I know they certainly wanted her connected to her roots.
You can't blackmail the organization this way. You're acting like a child.
I don't blame him. They said no. It was unacceptable.
You can't see 10 feet in front of you. I've done nothing but try to take care of you, and because you're not getting what you want, you think I'm the enemy. You know there's something wrong with.
I mean, he has got a bit of a point with that.
She got a message to them.
She did.
Can't be a coincidence.
No, it can't.
She's working for us.
That confirms it, doesn't it?
Do you really see this working?
It was enough
What do you think it's
to
like
push
for
her to
Nina,
exposing that.
where she is right now?
I don't think about the prison. A lot of the time people spend 20 years there, and then after they're released, they just stay in shit little local villages.
Can you imagine what she'd think if someone told her the two of us were sitting here doing what we're doing?
Doing
trying
what
to
you're
get her
doing.
out? I think she'd like to put a bullet in my head.
Actually, right now, she's taking care of business herself to not be in said prison. The whole series, the whole season has been a very, very slow progression. It can't all be action in James Bond time every 5 minutes.
You should get some rest. Can this wait till tomorrow morning?
Yeah, he does look rather stressed.
I don't quite understand it myself, but it's exciting.
You remember when we got the news that Nina was convicted? You told me these operations sometimes go this way. That is Oleg Burov admitting that Zenaida Preobrazhenskaya is a spy working for the KGB.
I've got it. Need to know.
Who's he say it to?
Me. And I found out Burov had kind of a thing for Nina.
And how did you find that out?
Well, so did I.
Well, I
Say it.
think you know
Yeah.
that things got more complicated than they should have.
When?
To an extent.
A couple of months before they arrested her. And with that, we can arrest Zenaida and trade her for Nina.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Do you give a shit about the Bureau, Stan?
No, he didn't.
No, sir.
Did you have anything to do with it?
No, sir.
He's
of
got
course
to
not.
ask
Of
that at
course
this
not.
point.
I wouldn't be here.
Look,
I got...
You've got to understand it from a FBI point of view and from Gad's point of view. You're telling me that you've just done this all under the radar of the FBI, in the guise of the FBI, working with the enemy, in effect, to try to expose another enemy within that's trying to circumvent and look like she's requesting asylum and that she's defecting. And while all of this is going on, a bug gets discovered in the office. It's going to look like, if anything, that he's defected, because he's just told him that he's pretty much got a thing for a Russian spy, Nina, and that the two of them work together on this, and this helps her get her out. There is no way the Justice Department, or whoever it is that can make this final decision, is going to go for that.
Oleg Burov for treason. The head of science and technology at the Residentura. I may be able to turn him, sir.
Would I be stupid enough to trust you again, Stan?
After you just told me all that bullshit.
If this is the end of my career...
It could be.
It's the end of my career. We owe our agents anything we can do to help them if they get caught.
Don't give me a speech on how we're supposed to treat our agents.
Not whether the enemy. Your agents, yes.
I decided I was going to confront my husband about how dissatisfied I was with our sex life. And suddenly, out of nowhere, he says, just let me go down on you. I was just ready. Ready to be responsible and accountable for all my own sexual desires.
Yeah. No.
Hey.
What are you doing here?
So I was a little surprised to see you here.
Yeah, me too. Look, I'm kind of here privately, so
Yeah, I get it. Okay. So maybe I'll see you next time.
Keep your mouth shut. Was that done purposeful? I'm assuming it was. He doesn't do anything by accident. We're doing this here.
Моя маленькая.
Now Paige will say it.
Всё это время. Но что мы могли сделать? Я знаю.
This is just gonna blow Paige's mind.
Наденька, я должна была тебя отпустить. На карту было поставлено все. Paige?
just some strange Russian woman you've never met. Game's up. She knows.
Come with us, please.
You always know, don't you? The look said it all. I was fully expecting him to be in Russia. If they're in Russia, I apologise, but there's nothing to show that they are. But otherwise, I should be able to. No, that looks German. Oh, whatever. Don't suppose it matters. Now, what's that going to have done to Paige? Is that going to make her ask more questions, or is it going to make her go inside of herself?
Paige? What are you doing?
Now you know it's all true.
I'm praying.
I don't suppose it would be advisable for her to go to Russia, would it? The passport getting flagged for that.
I spent an hour and a half with the director. I told him what you've been doing. He asked if we should open an investigation.
Yeah.
I said yes. He's across the street with the Deputy Attorney General right now. Until then, you wait at your desk.
What about Zenaida?
Burned.
We arrested her. There's a CIA asset that was arrested a year ago in the Soviet Union. They want him more. It's a day of big disappointments for all of us.
It's their decision, not yours. You really thought you had a control of this situation, and it's not your determination as to who gets what.
I don't get how she could let you leave like that. Basically, say goodbye forever.
Different world.
Would you let me do that?
Different world, different time.
You would never have to do anything like that.
You know that's not true. Idiot. He calmly says while Philip's in the middle of murdering someone. 5 1/4-inch floppy disks, man. Commodore 64. He's fucking hung him. I had no choice, I'm sorry. You're gonna just leave that as an open text document? 2, go to line 1, 3, run. I don't know why, for some reason I feel like he's not gonna get fired here. Otherwise this is the end of Stan's character. Pretty much, right?
I remember you burst into my office last year because you felt like the red tape was stopping you from doing your job, and now I understand you've been running your own operation. I know Agent Gadd is not happy, but from where I stand, that's 2 times you've gotten close to people there.
It could be seen completely differently.
I'm sure you understand that
Gadd's
people
pissed you
who
went
run our
round him.
government agencies, the president understands that's how government works. It's all red tape. There's not going to be an investigation into what you did. The only thing that matters is the work you are going to be doing. You come to me.
Okay.
I'm going to tell them the same thing. I won't let them stand in your way.
We need to get Nina Sergeyevna released.
Are they going to
So I
reassign
can
Gadd
use that
because
as a
of this?
lever with Burov.
That we can't do.
No.
You'll find another way.
You don't need to find another way right now.
We thought about coming together, but he did this seminar 2 years ago. And
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
it's hard in a couple. Oh, God, please don't tell Stan any of this. I wouldn't want him thinking that there was anything with me and Arthur that wasn't. Stan shouldn't have anything in his head. Why are you here?
You don't want to know.
I don't know. No, it's... Last time I was here, I guess I just liked something about it.
What about you? Has anyone ever really known you?
She's on the same page as you, Philip, but for different reasons.
Does she know you're here?
People don't really know you.
Nope.
Don't take this the wrong way, but what if, as long as we're in this seminar together, what if you and I agreed to just tell each other everything?
I don't really know if I can do that.
No. Someone to confide in.
Scary, maybe, but good.
You don't know the half of it. Where does a spy go to pour out their problems, right? Compartmentalise and just deconstruct and just put it in a box and put it in a safe up here and bury it, or gets you killed or assassinated. Don't make it obvious you're trying to hide something.
Заходите.
Вы знаете, зачем они меня сюда прислали?
Думаю, да.
Я не могу больше это делать.
Is it weird that she got like an older look of Paige?
Купать себе жизнь, это
Is that
не...
me?
Я не знаю, стоит ли это того.
Вам не обязательно поступать так, как они хотят. Особенно от самых необходимых для жизни вещей. Это сложно.
That's why he stopped.
I don't know, just being there and being here now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is weird.
I don't think I can do it. What? Go home and lie to Henry about everything?
Paige.
To lie for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
That's not who I am.
But we're telling each other the truth now. That's what's important.
Though the Soviets were not included in the UN-sponsored talks between Afghanistan, Pakistan and Iran, they wished them the best in a peaceful negotiation.
Focused on Philip a lot in this.
I missed you guys. How was the trip?
I think I have jet lag.
Big traveler.
No, I think I really need to go to sleep.
Sure, good idea.
Really good. I think,
Yeah. What about the bit
I
at
think
the
it was
airport?
good for her. I'm glad I went. Thank you. Did you tell Martha about it first?
Don't know, we didn't
no.
see her.
She's absorbing everything.
I think she should hear it from you first. A woman like that, with this on her conscience?
Yes, absolutely.
I don't think you're seeing things clearly.
Maybe not.
You've got to be careful with her here. Just making the investigation go away doesn't fix Martha's issue. I have a feeling Paige, at this point now, is going to go try to look to confide in the pastor.
Hi, Alice. It's Paige.
Fuck.
Can I talk to Pastor Tim?
I'm not sure you should have left Paige with a phone in her
This
room
guy,
after she
Jay,
found this out.
His apartment.
I need to talk to you.
I've been having a really hard time, and I'm hurting a lot. I don't know what to do. I can't take it. They're liars. They're liars, and they're trying to turn me into one. They're not who they say they are. They're not Americans.
To ignore the facts of history and the aggressive impulses of an evil empire.
You can't tell anyone.
Well, you just did. Why do teenagers do this? Oh, hell. That sets it up nicely for season 4. That was quite a difficult episode. You know, not an awful lot came to a close with this. The Martha thing is still on heat. Philip is just... He's in a bad place. He's not himself, and he's trying to justify, and he's continuing with the road that's been paved in front of him. But the big thing, the two big things for this episode was what's just been revealed at the end there with Paige. I kind of saw that coming. I knew it was going to push her in one direction or the other this trip. And no matter how experienced as both spies and parents, I think Elizabeth has completely misread Paige here. She feels she needs somebody to confide in. And because she's a teenager, a child, a teenager, whatever, your brain's not fully matured, it's not fully developed, you don't understand, quite frankly, the repercussions of your actions. And the whole, I'm not supposed to say, but I need to tell someone, and not understand the implication behind that. She's already given it all away in just a 2-minute conversation. Meanwhile, Stan comes out with it all to his boss, to Beeman, who obviously, quite frankly, rightfully annoyed and pissed that he's done it under his nose. But the other guy whose name I've forgotten laid it out. That's twice now that you've gotten the information that we needed and required, because you came to me initially to try to cut through the red tape, and this time because you couldn't cut through the red tape and the bureaucrats like Gad and the rest of the office, you felt you had no choice but to go down your own path and lead your own separate internal private investigation. Granted, it was on the premise of he's hoping that this would help him with Nina, and that's not worked out that way. That was a little bit naive from Stan's point of view, expecting it to just go that way, that they wouldn't have someone more important to manipulate the situation once they found out that this was an operation, this was not her trying to defect. But he's pretty much given him the green light. He's still an agent, and in future, you hit this kind of red wall. You can hit this kind of wall with red tape, not red wall. You come directly to me. So that kind of opens it all out for season 4. I don't really think there's an awful lot more to add to it than that. The thing between Stan's ex-wife and Philip being at this EST thing, that could develop. I don't mean romantically, I mean the let's just tell each other everything, no barriers. Because Elizabeth won't. And like I said in commentary, what's the spy meant to do? You know, who do you confide in? Who do you, when you were at that? Wait, when you were at like where Paige is at, who do you talk to? You can't resolve everything yourself in your own mind all the time. In particular with the dangerous nature of their lives. Paige doesn't want to become that. She's seen already how manipulative and how fake her life is around her parents and how they can just switch it on and switch it off. She saw it even with her mother when she thought they were being followed and she just went into spy mode, or automatic. She doesn't want any of that. But at the same time, I was like, well, then that could push her one way or the another, and it has. It's pushed her in the opposite direction, and she's going to go and confide to Pastor. Tune in for season 4, we'll find out. Right, I will be back then for episode 1 of that in a week's time. Until then, guys, thanks a lot for watching. I do appreciate those of you that are watching this show with me. It's not a very popular show. It's very slow burn. It's very specific. It's set in a particular time period that unless you were around for it, you're not going to really get it or understand it unless you've got a grasp on fairly recent history. There's lots of it I don't, but at least I was alive then, you know. So by all means, spread the word, let more people know, because this is a very, very good series. It's just not the 21st century spy series that people would expect, where it's explosions and action and all the time. It's not Hitman, okay? Right then, see you for episode 1, season 4 next week. Don't forget to hit the subscribe if you haven't already, and if you want to watch these in full length, check the link in the description. As always, it will take you over to Patreon. Full archive over there for you to watch, and I will see you for the next one very shortly. Take care.